Good day, welcome back to Newsroom. This is another hour of news as they happen. ANC Johannesburg chairperson and Mayor Dada Morero considers recruiting properly documented foreigners who will be joining the JMPD to fight crime. We all understand that Johannesburg is one of the cities I would say that has got influx of foreigners, whether they're documented or not documented. But I think what has been on everyone's lips lately is the fact that this crime is not stopping, actually is just getting worse. And obviously, the ANC or any other party, they will sit down and have their own lekgotlas, which is, if you don't know what a lekgotla is, I would say it's one of those, it's a meeting. When you meet your peers and you have strategies on topics that really are affecting your company. In this case, it's South Africa. So they have to get plans and also put them on the table. Whoever has got views, obviously, they have to take each other's views. So whether it's going left or going south, people have got to discuss them. And I think this is what happened, allegedly, with Morero, who happens to be the mayor of Johannesburg, which is on Ward 67. So the conversations were not just about who to be employed. I think the conversations were about the rate of crime in this Ward 67, which covers the city of Johannesburg. That's my understanding. But then this was discussed before, and apparently and allegedly, this was turned down by the rest of the ANC members because obviously they knew that we are just coming from the Chidima saga. That comes from that, where we're saying there's a lot of crime, but the crime that's in the country, it's not just crime that is committed by South Africans only. It's crime that is also committed by foreigners, especially foreigners that are not documented. Why we are emphasizing on foreigners that are not documented? Because, I mean, imagine someone who comes into your house or someone who hijacks you. They know, man, it doesn't matter what they do. They can just take your car. How are you going to catch them? You're not going to catch them up because, to start with, the first thing that needs to be done is fingerprints. Fingerprints, they're not going to be detected from anywhere in South Africa because obviously this person is not documented. So the mayor was suggesting that, was putting on the table that, okay, it's fine, I understand this is what we have on our hands, but what about us employing documented foreigners to be part of our force, which is in this case not just a force, but then to be part of our JMPD. And this is where the South Africans were like, no, JMPD for what? For who? And how? Because to start with, we've got so much unemployment in this country. Why are we going to have foreigners taking over these positions? And people were like, we're not going to agree with that. But luckily, Panyaza Lesufi came back and like, hold it right there. South Africans, this was an idea Conrad Dada had, and this idea was never, did not succeed. No one agreed with him. So don't even entertain it. It's just that now it came to the public. And this is what I like about 2024, because even the things that are supposed to be done in secrecy, they're coming out. Because, I mean, usually Lekgotla is all about it's kind of discreet, man, where you're not allowed to come to the public and say, okay, or leak any information. But, I mean, beginning of this year, actually closer to the elections, we saw how many leaked videos that were out there in the public, and which is a good thing because now we understand how other people are thinking, and especially the people that are governing this country. So people were like, no, let's go through what Panyaza Lesufi said. Panyaza said, we don't agree with this proposal. We held discussions with our regional chairperson and executive mayor, Comrade Dada, who advised us that the ANC Johannesburg Lekgotla rejected his proposal and he fully accepts the decision not to entertain this proposal further, which is actually now closing this debate. We remain committed to ensure that our law enforcement agencies are approximately trained to tackle challenges created by crime. Our sincere apologies for this confusion and pain caused by this proposal. There, Panyaza Lesufi coming back to say, please hold up, South Africa. This was never taken any further because it was just among the comrades that were actually giving suggestions on how to make sure that we combat this crime. And these foreigners, they speak languages that we don't understand as South Africans. So that is not a unique thing for JMPD, because those are the South Africans who already speak 12 languages. But again, the argument is, why are you even having such suggestions? Are you telling us that within the local government, within the ANC government, there's a lot of foreigners that are actually on positions that are not supposed to be at, because there are South Africans that are supposed to be taking those positions because they qualify? And people were like, actually, we've seen this happening. It's happening. It might not be JMPD, and it might be this JMPD saga in isolation, but we see this happening within other departments where we have management positions that are actually secured for foreigners. Whether that's true, my friend, or not, if you know about this, please let us know. So I'm telling you, South Africans were not for it. Maybe this is what we have to quickly, before we have all these discussions and arguments and all of that, maybe condoning this comrade, let's just go back to what is expected of someone who is actually eligible to be part of a training program and a successful applicant for JMPD. Okay, this person has got to be a South African citizen. They should be in possession of a valid senior certificate, which is grade 12. That is equivalent to N24 or level 4. They must be in possession of a traffic warden or law enforcement certificate. They should have a driver's license, and that means it shouldn't be a learner's license. A minimum, which is code 8. They should have a minimum of 5 years experience as a traffic warden or a law enforcement officer. They should definitely be physical and mentally fit. A comprehensive medical certificate should be submitted with the application. And it also continues to say they must have no criminal record. They must have no civil judgments relating to fraud or corruption against his or her name. They must be prepared to undergo a vetting process. They must be proficient in English. They must have no objection and be prepared to carry a firearm and must wear a uniform. I mean, these are the requirements. And this is where people are saying there is no way in these requirements where you're talking about any foreigner or any person to be fluent in speaking the foreign language, because now the argument turned on to suggest that because of these foreigners, they do speak languages that are not spoken by South Africans that are part of the JMP team. The reason why now we need to have foreigners that speak the languages, because sometimes they get into a police station, they start conversing and in their language, and the next thing they're trying to coach each other. A language is a very deep thing, my friend. I mean, if you speak Xhosa or you speak Sotho, Tswana, whatever language, Venda, or you speak Sitonga, Sizulu. There are a lot of words that don't mean the same thing, but spelled the same way. I'm not sure if you understand me, but then if you understand languages, you understand exactly what I'm saying. So in all languages, you get that. So at what stage are you going to be like taking basic language training and let someone sit there just because now you're saying this person understands the language? There's no way it's going to be easy. And also, I think to me, that's a waste of taxpayers' money. We don't need that. This is South Africa. We already have 12 spoken languages. So for us to come out of those 12 languages and think that now we need to have more language that you put in, it's not going to work, because right now clearly we need more. So we cannot be using our money. I don't even want to say wasting. Maybe you could put it that way, wasting money on such services for languages. The only thing that you can say, as soon as you enter a South African police station, this is my take on it: stop speaking any other languages, because this is the law. Okay, whether that is good, my friend, or not, I don't know. But I mean, You are in South Africa, they speak 12 languages, so you should be speaking any of the languages. And let me tell you, most of the foreigners, they do speak and they do understand the 12 languages. One of the 12 languages are spoken in South Africa, but they will act as if they don't understand because they want to trick the system. Others will act like they don't even understand English. How did you get here if you don't understand the English, which is the main language that's spoken in our offices in South Africa? It's the main, the lingua franca. Why would you not understand the language? So they will trick the system either way. So I feel like I'm happy that it's not going to go forward. And people didn't even stop there. They were like, you know what? This guy must just be recalled. A mayor of Johannesburg calling for the hiring of foreigners into SAPS. What a joke. People are saying he must apologize publicly for disrespecting South Africans. You are pushing South Africans to the edge. The unemployment masses will revolt and you will all act surprised. As a South African citizen, I am angry at how tone deaf the ANC leadership is. You have become completely detached. I'm going to quickly play this strip.
Comrade Chair, Deputy Chair, I always ask this question, that none of our police men and women in uniform can speak any of the foreign African languages. And the challenge is for us to deal with crime. And you can have all your suspects here. Before they write their statements, they can plan what they are going to say in front of you without you even hearing what they are saying. It might be a culture shock to suggest to this REC that if you are serious about fighting crime in 167, we have no option. But those that are properly documented, with proper documents, can be recruited to the Johannesburg Metropolis Department.
That's it, South Africa. That's it. I don't know how much we should go. We should be discussing this. I think this is my take on it. We have so much unemployment in this country. The only thing that we can do as South Africa is to employ more South Africans into these positions. Because, JMPD, SAPS, these are this is our government. This is our security. This is where we should not even compromise. We shouldn't even have suggestions about such things. And when South Africans are actually coming up and saying, please recall this comrade, you should at least apologize and he should just leave the office. Just discuss it, my friend. What do you think about this? Is this taken out of context? Do you think there is any merit to it? Maybe in other countries there could be merit. We are fighting corruption within these departments. So to have foreigners as part of these departments, it's not gonna work. South Africans will always feel like they are being taken for a ride. So let's just hear what you say, my friend. And thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. I shall see you on the next one.